And with the rain still teeming down, the ball boys have now come out, and here comes the referee, Mr. Svint of France, with his two French officials and the two teams. Liverpool on the left, and there's the Liverpool team in the 4-3-3 formation. Callahan, number 7, passes from the midfield row to the forward row. The same team that played last Saturday when Liverpool clinched the championship of the First Division. That then is the Liverpool side. 4 Scots, 7 Englishmen, and remember Smith, although he wears number 10, plays in the back line of 4 defenders. The Borussia Dortmund team playing in the lighter jerseys. For those who like to keep record of the colors, their yellow jerseys, dark shorts, and there's their team. And the man obviously to watch is their outside left, Emmerich, but sitting next to me is a man who knows all about Emmerich. It's the manager of West Ham United, Ron Greenwood, and West Ham, of course, were beaten by this team, Borussia Dortmund, in the semi-final. Well, Ron, which are the players we ought to watch on this Borussia side?
Well, the way I see tonight's game, it's obviously going to depend between the two scoring combinations of Ian St. John and Hunt for Liverpool, Emmerich and Held on behalf of Dortmund. These two play up front all the time, and their running is terrifically strong, and I feel that this is what Liverpool have got to watch, and yet at the same time the Borussia side have got to want Hunt and St. John. Bill Shankly goes on record as saying that Hunt and St. John are fish and chips. Well, if they're fish and chips, I rate Emmerich and Held as salmon and chips.
Well, salmon and chips, there's a fair old combination for you. So don't forget, in the dark strip, watch out very carefully for 8 and 9. And in the Borussia team, that's the light jerseys, watch out for number 9 and number 11. And the two captains are met. There's the tall, dominating centre half-back of Borussia Dortmund. He's the captain of Borussia Dortmund and will quite possibly be West Germany's centre half-back in the World Cup. In fact, a number of the Borussia team are expected to be in the West German party. And there the Liverpool players, as their fans give out their anthem, "You'll Never Walk Alone." And I think Ron Yates said that he chose to play the other way. Yes, so the players have got to turn round. Obviously, it's one of misunderstanding. So it's Borussia who will kick off, and they will attack the goal to our right. Tall number 8, hands on hips, is Schmidt. And Held, the man Ron Greenwood said, watch out for him in the middle of that trio, waiting to kick off. And away go Borussia in the European Cup Winners' Cup final. And we could well have 1 or 2 slips because the ground must be very skiddy on top. Lawler, Stevenson, one of the 4 Scots in the Liverpool side. Now Hunt, the fish of the fish and chip combination of Liverpool. Stevenson. Now St. John, there's the tall Powell, dominating sweeper back. Now Libuda.
think to watch here for Libuda. Libuda is very reminiscent of Tom Finney in style and in his trickery. He's a wonderful player. He takes people on, and it's an amazing resemblance of how he always looks from the back like Tom Finney at his best.
Now Thompson for Liverpool. Oh, Smithy moving up into the attack, which is strange so early in the game. And Callahan. St. John. A corner to Liverpool. Callahan to take the corner. As usual, Lawler number 2 and Yates number 5 have moved up for Liverpool. There's Yates. St. John. And this is Emmerich. And Emmerich fouled by Smith. Schmidt. And held very quick off the mark. Could well have been too quick. He was offside. Borussia look as if they will follow Liverpool and become champions of their country. This is Libuda, number 7. And the right-back Ciliax, who used to be the outside left of the team until Emmerich appeared on the scene. And Ciliax moved to fullback. Borussia Dortmund lead the West German League by 1 point from Munich 1860, who were the finalists with West Ham last season in this competition. Now Milne.
You'll notice, Ken, that Sturm is playing defensive all the time. This allows the Liverpool players to be marked man for man, and that allows Paul to act as sweeper up. This he does most effectively and leaves them up with 3 forwards only.
Thompson. And another corner to Liverpool. Liverpool win tonight. They will become the first British team ever to win a major national competition and a major European competition in the same season. Thompson. Yates. Lawler beaten in the air by Assar. Now here's held. Reda.
I think one of the possibilities here, Ken, is the fact is that Liverpool's strength is in the air from dead ball movements, and as yet the Liverpool goalkeeper hasn't shown any sign, the Dortmund goalkeeper hasn't shown any signs in coming to aid his defence by grabbing the ball in the air.
Callahan. There's Paul. Back to the sweeper up. Now St. John.
Notice there he panicked and punched.
Stevenson, and another corner. The pressure certainly on Borussia Dortmund at the moment. But they're a team used to playing tough opposition beside West Ham. They even beat Atletico Madrid on their way to the final, and Atletico Madrid are the champions of Spain now. Thompson with the corner. Stevenson, and again Paul, and his Emmerich playing mainly in the middle. Now held, beaten by Yates. A lot of people were fearing that Hell would take Yates on the right hand side, which Yates doesn't like. Now it's Milne making the break for Liverpool to Hunt. St. John. Tilkowski, who of course West Germany's goalkeeper. Callahan back to Yates. Suliaks to the little fellow, Kurat. He's powered by atomic energy, I should think, this man. Now Libuda. Now it's Thompson. And Emmerich moving forward for that ball. Out now to Libuda. Thompson has come back to keep contact with his defense. And the Germans in the crowd now starting their chant of Libuda, Libuda. Suliaks. Lawler has held, moving to challenge him. Now it's Kurat to Libuda. That's Stevenson beaten. No foul. Stevenson to Smith. You notice then how Smith is playing in his back line despite that number 10 on his back. Numbers. And here's the man Ron Greenwood said will play deep. Sturm playing as deep as Smith for Liverpool, both of them wearing number 10. Smith. Now to Thompson. Very quick to go back and cover Borussia. And a foul by St. John on Assar. Free kick to Borussia Dortmund. And that was a foul by Stevenson, jumping into the back of Schmidt. 10 minutes gone. The European Cup Winners' Cup final, no score. And Kurat to take the free kick for Borussia. Number 4 is Kurat. Doing well to make that quick turn on this pitch. Sturm, first time we've seen him, he's moving up over the halfway line. Suliaks. Back where we started. Kurat. Liverpool have fallen back with 10 men in defence. That was a foul throw. The ball just dropped by Libuda, the outside right. Libuda. Kurat. He's got Held calling for it. This is Held on the left. Well, the pitch more than anything beat Held then. Callahan to St. John, and Hunt offside. Hunt had moved forward much too quickly. Stern. Now Stevenson. That's not a good ball. Throw to Borussia. This is Yates. Now to Smith. Well, the Liverpool strikers are being very closely marked. Now, Held. A fine effort by this young centre-forward, Siegfried Held, who won his first international cap for West Germany against England at Wembley in February. Goal kick to Liverpool. Obviously, the ball meant for the goalkeeper. Schmidt, the inside right. Emmerich, this record goal scorer, 31 goals in 31 league games, which is a German record. Libuda back to Suliaks. There's the value of the sweeper up. Paul. Borussia's ball. Libuda to Schmidt. And here's Emmerich once again. On top of the 31 league goals, he's also got 14 in this competition. 9. Held. Libuda. The appeal for offside, and the linesman's flag is up, and it is offside. Free kick to Liverpool. And with a quarter of an hour gone, no score. We're seeing rather more of Borussia Dortmund as an attacking force than we are of Liverpool. Suliaks goes to Reda. Held again. And it's out of play. Kurat back to Suliaks. Libuda coming close to him. This is Libuda. Now Liverpool with number 4, Milne, and here's Smith. Well, if you slip one man, there's always an extra man around in this Borussia team. Now Stevenson for Liverpool. Hunt. Sturm very close to him as always. A lovely ball inside to Mill. Now number 8, Hunt. Goal kick. Little Kurat. A foul by Callahan, pushing held in the back. Free kick to Borussia. It's held now to Kurat. Emmerich, it's out of play. Again, Paul there to sweep up when the ball has gone past everyone else. Held going the wrong way, so it's Stevenson now to Byrne. Borussia's ball. Held. Yates changed his mind then. Schmidt to Emmerich. And Sturm. The two number 10s together. The corner. Yes. Yeah, it's a corner. No, the referees said a throw-in. The linesman was signaling a corner, and the corner it is. Sturm taking the corner. Kurat. That wasn't very far away, was it? Too close, I should imagine, for the comfort of the Liverpool fans. Oh, Borussia are being such a right side. Stevenson is playing back far more than he normally does. This is Assar. Now Stevenson with a chance to break forward to Hunt, and as usual Sturm there with him. The Buddha to Kurat. We could well see 5 of these Borussia Dortmund players in the West German World Cup party. Yates. The 5 will be the 3 main strikers. Emmerich, Held, and Libuda. Then this sweeper up Paul, and of course the goalkeeper, Zulkowski. Free kick to Liverpool, offside. Lawler to take it. Lawler, the man who scored many a useful goal for Liverpool in this competition this season. Paul. Not doing that well. Thompson. He's ready and anxious to take his back on. Take him on too often. And it's a free kick to Liverpool. Foul by Suliakson. Thompson. Noticeable that Yates hasn't gone up for this one. Here's Milne to Stevenson. After a bright enough opening, the Liverpool players now finding it very difficult to create much against this strong Borussia defense. And now look at this Borussia attack. Fortunate that one wrong. Schmidt didn't reach Emmerich. Oh, good one from Callahan now to Stevenson. St. John moving wide to try and create a gap. And a foul by Sturm on Stevenson. Free kick to Liverpool. And every Dortmund player coming back to form a defensive wall. There's Emmerich on the far side, the last one to come back. So 11 German players between that ball and the goal. Smith, Callahan and Stevenson. Only 1 from 3 who's going to take it. Smith. Now with Milne. Stevenson. Burn to St. John, now with Stevenson. Milne square with them, St. John on the left. And Sturm once again for Borussia. Right. Emmerich into Held. This is Emmerich. And that's too far. And notice how Smith covering up behind Yates, who went into the tackle. Anyway, it's a free kick to Liverpool. But 20 minutes of the first half left. No goals. Sturm. Milne reading that one well now. It's Yates. Stevenson. And Smith coming through. Now Callahan's moved over to this side. This is the outside right Callahan. Well, the forwards can tackle well in this Borussia side. Yates stopping Held. Number 10 is Smith. Thompson. Got onto the right wing. And away goes Thompson now to Milne. And Stevenson. Polkowski watching that one all the way, corner to Liverpool. Now it's Callahan to take the corner. As the Liverpool fans make it sound rather like Anfield. Emmerich. Let's see how quickly Borussia can break and come out onto the attack. This is Emmerich. Libuda calling for it on the right wing. Now Libuda's got it. Foul by Byrne on Libuda. Free kick to Borussia. Actually, it was obstruction, so it's an indirect free kick. Suliaks, and Emmerich's moved into the middle. There he is. Now Schmidt. That was a good shot by Schmidt. The outside of his right foot to swerve it in. Assad, number 6 on the Borussia team, hardly moves a yard away from Ian St. John. Callahan. There's Assad. This is Libuda. Well, you can't beat them all. And Liverpool not finding their men, and their clearances from defence, so it's Borussia. And Smith coming in with that strong tackle on Libuda. Suliaks with the throw as the floodlights come on. And Stevenson caught the inside right Schmidt on the jaw. And then number 11, Emmerich. Number 4, the little fellow, that's Kurat, player who won championship medal with Borussia Dortmund when he was 20 years of age, product of their youth teams. This is the first time that either of these clubs have been in the Cup Winners' Cup. Liverpool, of course, last season were in the semi-final of the European Cup, and Borussia Dortmund last season were in the Fair Cities Cup and lost in the second round to Manchester United. Now the chappie with the cap standing up is the Borussia Dortmund trainer or manager in our eyes, Willy Mulpo. Besides being in the Fair Cities Cup last season, Borussia Dortmund have been 3 times in the European Cup, losing to Manchester United in the first round, Milan and Dukla in the quarterfinals. And there it is, imported direct from Anfield Road, Liverpool. Schmidt is all right again. So Suliaks to take the free kick for Borussia Dortmund. And St. John getting it to a Hunt. A few times St. John's been able to climb higher than Assar. Thompson. St. John with the throw for Liverpool. Quarter of an hour left of the first half. No goals. You can see in the foreground how heavily it's raining. Now how heavily it has been raining. Still it pours down. Milne, and there's Paul, the spare man in defence. Smith to Stevenson. To Hunt. It wasn't out of play. Play on. It was out of play. Goal kick to Borussia, who in their own country lead by 1 point in the league with 3 matches still to play. This is the right back, Suliaks. Now Hunt. And Smith moving up. Well, there's a bit of indecision between Smith and Hunt then. This is Schmidt, recovered from the blow he got on the jaw now. Emmerich. Libuda. Again, that shows you how Paul is just sweeping up behind his defence. If anything gets through, he's there to snap it up. Now Lawler to Milne. Thompson screaming for it on the left. Now Lawler, this is a fullback, remember, to Milne. Now Thompson's got it, number 11. Sturm coming into him. For a second, I thought that was an own goal. Corner to Liverpool. Number 7, Callahan, in the 40 from which England will choose the World Cup party. Funny, there's nothing to say that Alf Ramsey won't look beyond that 40 he's already chosen. Yates and Lawler both gone up into the penalty area. What's for number 5? There he goes. Let's hope the photographer's all right. Lawler. Emmerich, you see, lost the ball once, coming back challenging for it. Emmerich to Schmidt, and this is held on the left wing. They take him by. Milne to Stevenson. Held once again on a Sturm going down the left wing. Held, kept the ball too long then. Sturm ran offside and they had to double back and come back onside, and by then the chance had gone. Byrne to number 11, Thompson. And Paul very quick to see the danger once Suliaks was big. Well, the ball nearly drowned now. Remember the last time Hampden Park had this cup final, it poured with rain. That was in 1961-62 when Atletico Madrid drew with Fiorentina. Callahan. This is the powerful Smith. Maybe powerful, but not accurate enough with his pass that time. Hunt for Liverpool. Emmerich in the middle, in the centre-forward position. Ten minutes of the first half left. So far, no goals. It's Milne on the right of Smith, the man with the ball now. Callahan's holding for it. He's moved inside. Now Milne. This is Callahan. Stern once again getting it clear. Free kick to Liverpool. No. The referee pointing, but he hadn't blown. Stern getting that away brilliantly to Libuda. Emmerich back to Schmidt. Yates not having made the mistake of wandering too far upfield to be caught napping then. Stevenson to St. John. Now Stevenson, number 6. It's Thompson on the right wing. And Suliax has followed him. Suliax, the right back, has gone way over to the other side. Lawler into Smith. St. John. I don't think Tolkovsky expected St. John to get that ball. Surely thought that Paul would be able to get it away. Held for Borussia. Now Emmerich. Brilliant bit of football by Yates. Now, Schmidt. And free kick to Liverpool. So much talent in both these attacks that I think most people expected quite a few goals in this match, but so far the defenses have come out with the top marks. Now then, held. Corner to Borussia. There's been plenty of warning on both sides that they're given a half a chance. They've got the skill to take it. Now Paul, the tall sweeper up, has moved up. Number 5 for Borussia. Oh, it was someone in the crowd who blown a whistle. Well, that could have been a shocker. Certainly a whistle blew and both sides stopped. Perhaps we shouldn't criticize footballers who kick the ball away and then look around to see if the referee's given a decision. Sometimes it can be the wisest move, especially in cases like that when someone in the crowd blows a whistle. Only 5 minutes of the first half left. So far, Borussia Dortmund and Liverpool have kept a clean sheet. Sturm. Schmidt to Kurat. Throw to Borussia. Libuda makes the pass and moves quickly off the ball for any return. Now Milne, there's John on his right. Up comes Smith. Oh, good tackle by Assar. Now held. Emmerich on his right. And the long legs of Yates saving Liverpool. There's St. John. There's Callahan. Libuda for Borussia. Schmidt moving down the right wing. Oh, the present from Emmerich to the Liverpool number 11, Thompson. St. John so far hasn't been able to escape Assar at all. Throw to Borussia. Three Borussia players to one Liverpool man, Thompson, then, not even counting the Borussia goalkeeper. Now Stevenson coming away for Liverpool to Thompson. Milne on this left touchline. Number 3 is Byrne. Now Milne. Borussia fallen back. 8 men massed in defence now. Now Byrne joining in the attack for Liverpool. But Assar playing splendidly. Number 6 for Borussia. Held. Emmerich. Held. And my goodness, this youngster can move. And Callahan coming back to take him. Reda back to Assar. This is Schmidt. Held. Corner to Borussia. And it's a little fella, Kurat, number 4, going to take it. And once again, this tall sweeper up, number 5, Paul, has moved up into the penalty area to try and do a one Yates. Schmidt, and there's Paul. There's Assar, who's fallen back to cover for the sweeper up Paul. Oh, held. Smith badly at fault then for letting held through. Almost half time now. Only a few seconds left, not counting any injury time. This is St. John. Crowd want to see Liverpool go forward all the time, but it's not always easy, nor is it always politic to go forward against such a tight defense as Borussia's. Now it's number 6, Stevenson. And Smith. Smith lucky to have a second go. Now it's Byrne. Referee looking at his watch. It looks as if it's going to be a scoreless first half. Now Mill. They let that one run away with him. Already people beginning to wonder whether either side can really get such a grip on this game that they can win it in the second half. If not, there will be extra time of 15 minutes each way. And if it's level then, well, the replays at Hampden Park. On Saturday night, kick-off 7:30, and there's the whistle for half-time. The score, Liverpool 0, Borussia Dortmund 0. And there we are, some of the German supporters being outshouted by the Liverpool fans, but nevertheless, the Germans are here in force. Away they go, with the rain still coming down, and if the second 45 minutes is as entertaining as the first, then no one is going to be disappointed. This is Emmerich. This is now Milne to Hunt. And again, that was that tackle that Ron Greenwood was talking about, the tackle made by Paul, coming right across him and taking the ball in the groin. Stevenson to Byrne. Well, a lot of spare Borussia men around then. Now Callahan. And nobody on the left wing at all. This is Lawler. Sturm done a magnificent job for Borussia. Sturm, the number 10. This is the Liverpool number 10, Smith. And there's Sturm again, and there's Paul, the free man. Stevenson to Hunt. Anything got past this fellow Paul. Now Milne. Stevenson moved forward. This is Stevenson. Foul by Milne on Held. Sturm with the free kick. This is Held. Goodness, he can move. Thompson finding Hunt. Sturm with Hunt. Number 6 is Stevens. That's Callahan. That's out of play. That was a careless one by Smith, who was winning his own player. Then you had a good view of the straight line of the Liverpool defence. The thing that's worrying Ron Greenwood. They might be too square. That's Thompson. Thompson brought down by Sturm. Free kick to Liverpool. Stevenson, I think, going to take it. Yates has moved right up into the penalty area. Lawler stayed behind this time. Well, a couple of scissors kicks. No, Yates. Thompson screened the ball well then. Five minutes of the second half gone. No score, throw to Liverpool. Callahan, St. John, and there's Assar. Wherever St. John moves, Assar's there with him. Now a quick break for Emmerich. Well, that wasn't the demon goal scorer. Schmidt to Kurat. That inaccuracy untypical of the Borussia team. Now Byrne coming up to join the attackers. This is Byrne, the number 3 for Liverpool. Back to Milne. Tilkowski. Dive much too late for that one, but it was well wide anyway. So it's a goal kick to Borussia Dortmund. $20,000 Liverpool fans here tonight. Fantastic how you could move 20,000 people from Liverpool up to Glasgow for a Thursday night match. Borussia's throw. Suliaks to take it. Schmidt. Kurat running square of him. Oh, Sturm, one of the few times he's been caught napping. A hunt to Callahan. Callahan brought down. The Liverpool team, the same one that beat Celtic in the second leg of the semi-final, except that Hunt, who's now recovered from injury, has come in, was Strong, who was injured in that semi-final. But Hunt isn't moving as freely as the old-time Hunt did. Wonders whether he is, in fact, 100% fit. Liverpool's throw. Stevenson. Milne, now Smith, and they come up square. The referee has given the free kick for a foul by Emmerich on Milne. And he's given it for obstruction and indirect free kick, signaled by raising the arm. Well, direct or indirect, if you take them like that, it doesn't really matter, does it? Both these teams played 8 matches to get to the final. Significant, Liverpool scored 11 times. Borussia Dortmund scored 25. But to be fair, 13 of those were against the Maltese Cup winners. Ten minutes of the second half gone, no score. Throw to Borussia. That's not out of play. So away goes St. John now for Liverpool. This is Thompson. So he tries luck in the middle and followed everywhere by this number 2, Suliaks. Suliak still sticking to him. And beautifully turned for a corner by Sturm. Corner to Liverpool. Now it's Callaghan to take the corner. Callaghan to take the corner for Liverpool. Number 5 against number 5, and Borussia number 5 winning. Callaghan. And again, Hall there for Borussia. Smith to Milne. And little Kurat quickly into the tackle. It's Borussia's throw. Liverpool now coming forward at Borussia, keeping the pressure on them, is Milne, number 4. That the cross ball that Kulkowski doesn't like. It's another corner given away by Sturm. When one says given away by Sturm, that is no criticism of it. He did very well to be there. Now it's Callaghan to take the corner for Liverpool. Yates. this little fellow, Kurat. He's over on the right, he's over on the left, he's everywhere. They're of boundless energy. Now Mills. This is Hunt. Beautifully timed tackle by Sturm. And Hunt didn't like that. He's got a crack on the ankle, I think. Bob Paisley, the Liverpool trainer. There are no substitutes, incidentally, in this match. If anybody has to be taken off, let's hope nobody has to be. Anyway, Hunt all right. And it's a corner to Liverpool. And it's number 7. Ian Callahan to take it. Stevenson. Well, those of you who were listening at half-time, remember Ron Greenwood pleading with Liverpool to use their back players coming up to keep the pressure on Borussia, and that's what they're doing at the moment with both Milne and Stevenson joining in the attacks and helping to keep pressure on the Borussia defense. Throw to Borussia. Here's Kurat, number 4. Yes, it was out of play. It's Liverpool's ball. Just over a quarter of an hour we've had of this second half, and we haven't seen anything of Borussia Dortmund as an attacking force at all as yet. The potential's there all right, and Liverpool know it as well as anybody. That's why they're carrying the game to Borussia, and it's a goal kick. Liverpool, though, they are piling on the pressure, not making the mistake of too many of them coming up, leaving themselves open to the quick counter-attack. Now Smith to Milne. Oh, that was well read by Assad. Now held. Emmerich. And a beautiful goal by Held. And that was the Liverpool defense hit by this quick counter-attack. And after 17 minutes of the second half, Held has scored for Borussia Dortmund. A quick comment from Greenwood on that.
Well, there was a square defence again, and this happened. Emmerich was able to see they were square. Hell went running away. All Emmerich had to do was lift that ball over Yeats's head into the middle, and there he was with just a great shot. Took it well, and it was a wonderful goal.
So now the chips are down for Liverpool. They're 1-0 down. And after doing all the attacking in the second half, 17 minutes of it, they've paid the penalty for that square defence. Been hit by a quick counter-attack. Emmerich falling for that one. And Kurat getting it away. Certain now that Liverpool will hot up the pressure. Stevenson to Smith. And a foul. No. Yes, the referee has blown, I think. Yes. Hard to hear in this noise. Just having a word with Tom Smith of Liverpool. Free kick to Borussia. The last West German team to play at Hampden in the final of a European Cup competition was, of course, in 1960 when Eintracht Frankfurt played their part in that superb European Cup final against Real Madrid. You may remember watching it on television if you weren't lucky enough to get a ticket to come here. Burn for Liverpool. And Hall coming in with that almost desperation tackle, but it works so well. He times it so beautifully. Might look ungainly, but goodness, it works. Libuda. Stevenson, here's Thompson, Callahan on the right wing. "20 minutes of the second half gone. Borussia Dortmund lead Liverpool by 1-0. Thompson. Could climb up to it. It's Hall climbing up and giving a corner to Liverpool. So noticeable that when Borussia get possession, they move forward almost in packs, whereas Liverpool players are quite often on their own. There's no one there to help them. Callahan to take the corner, but Yates, number 5, and Lawler, number 2, are up there. Yates too high with that one. Didn't get up above the ball. But of course the Borussia Dortmund defenders know all about this tactic of Liverpool of using Lawler and Yates from corners. And every time they've moved up, they've been well marked. Their effectiveness has been completely neutralized. At the moment, the German supporters out-singing the Liverpool supporters. Now Stevenson. Pass to Smith. Goal kick to Borussia Dortmund, who, despite the fact that they're in the lead, they haven't gone on to any all-out defensive policy. Still trying to play the same sort of games they played in the first half. And the favourite of the German supporters is obviously Libuda, whose name they chant with delirious joy. And there was Hell was played offside. The linesman has flagged, but it was terribly dangerous. The Liverpool defence caught in a straight line. They got the decision that time, but if they hadn't have done, and it could well have been goal number 2. Now, Milne coming up again, but Borussia Dortmund tackle as hard and as accurately and as keenly as any English side. This is number 11, Thompson. The linesman is flagged. The linesman is flagged. The referee's given a goal. And the linesman's put his flag down. And it's an equalizer by Hunt. There's no doubt about it. The linesman had his flag up. And as soon as the ball went in, and the Liverpool fans have invaded the pitch in the hundreds. Well, I complimented the Liverpool supporters on Saturday for not invading the pitch. And now look what they've done. They're crowding round Roger Hunt. Hunt, the man who equalized. And, well, the Glasgow police know what to do with people who invade football pitches. I was just going to say there's a joyful female supporter, but second look, I think it was a fella. And Chilkovsky has still got the ball, looking absolutely dejected at the decision of a goal. But there's no doubt about it, it is a goal. He's now kicked it upfield. And the Liverpool fans really have gone mad. The linesman could only have been flagging that the ball had gone over the line for a goal kick. It's impossible for us to tell here whether it had or not. The fact remains he did flag and then put his flag down when the referee signaled a goal. Now, Libuda up to Schmidt. And Milne. And Schmidt coming back in defence a bit now, and Schmidt elbowed off by St. John. Free kick to Borussia Dortmund. And the tall number 5, Wolfgang Paul, going to take the free kick. And if you see the Liverpool supporters now, you'd think that team had won not only this match, but the European Cup final as well. Crowd behind the goal, going mad with delight. Well, and they've only equalised. Goodness knows what will happen. Liverpool get the winning goal. Libuda. Back to Kurat. To Stevenson. Back now to Lawler. And here comes Milne. Is he joining in the attack? And a gap created for him. Smith. Bounced badly for him just at the last vital split second. Certainly now with Liverpool bringing up Stevenson and Milne as extra forwards. They're keeping the pressure on Borussia Dortmund, whereas in the first half it was Borussia who seemed the team in command. St. John to Callahan. Good tackle by Lawler on Held. Held, number 9. No play on. Well, play on the first one. The second one was out. Sturm once again making certain that ball doesn't get through to Hunt. Coolly taken by Yates, but a bad clearance to Schmidt. Hunt to Stevens, and now Milne. Fouling Held. Not liking the decision, but nevertheless it's a free kick to Borussia with 15 minutes to go and 1 each. This is Schmidt. He's being forced to come back a bit more now, but here's Held. Held now to Libuda. Emmerich's in the middle, calling for the centre. He was in the middle, not on the left wing. Throw to Borussia. St. John. Assar coming across so strongly. Now it's Milne and Stevenson. They go well forward. I mean, there's Stevenson. Smith. Dubkovsky wasn't altogether happy about that one. Stevenson up to Hunt. Goodness, this is a good match. Bill to Hunt. Oh, well played by Assar. This is Held. Emmerich. Held. And Emmerich. Oh. Hardly a pin to choose between these two teams. Foul by St. John. on Schmidt. Hunt. And here's Byrne overlapping on the left. Stevenson. Thompson, the man who made the goal for Liverpool, is now on the right wing. Liverpool's throw. Well, the referee gave it the other way. The linesman flagged for Liverpool, and he's still flagging for Liverpool. And a foul against Lawler. Free kick to Borussia. Number 2 is Suliaks. Thompson. Lawler for Liverpool. Sturm has kept so close to Hunt, played him superbly. Gits to Stevenson. Then the referee gave another free kick, but he was just pointing. Times when you watch this can be a bit off-putting. You think he's pointing for the free kick when he's actually pointing for them to play on. Hunt, so there's Hunt, and always Sturm. Milne. Thompson's still on this right wing. And Suliaks, number 2, with him. This is Kurat. And Emmerich with Smith after him. It's got Kurat hanging back. This is Kurat. Perhaps a good job. That ball just struck Smith on the forehead. Emmerich. Well, a chance for Emmerich there. Now, with about 9 minutes left for play, everyone's still talking about this Liverpool goal. How did you see it, Ron Greenwood?
Well, I thought it was a great goal. Actually, Thompson left 2 people trailing down here on the right-hand touchline. He got to the nearby line. I don't know what the linesman, the hoo-ah, was with him about, but Thompson evaded the lunging pull, got his crossover, and it was cracked in the back of the net. This you must, the Dortmund people seem to delay a little, but then you must play to the whistle all the time, and they paid the penalty for it. But in my book, it was a great goal, and Thompson deserved all the credit. This is what Bill Shankly hoped his 2 wingers would do, and it's the first time they've done it.
And they've got the equalizer for them. I suppose a pretty similar case in the first half when someone in the crowd blew a whistle and everybody stopped. But if the ball had gone into the Liverpool net, then it would have been just as much a goal as Hunt's equalizer was for Liverpool. This is Callahan. And Thompson, having made the break, he moved very, very quickly. And no foul. Thompson has obviously decided that the right flank is happier flank tonight because he's staying over here nearly all the time. Byrne. Up to St. John. St. John, in goes Milne. That goalkeeper looked well beaten with that one. He seemed to be flat-footed. Well, the change in Liverpool's fortunes now, they're using Stevenson and Milne coming up on the right and the left. Callahan. And here comes Stevenson. Yes, hands by Stevenson. I think the referee wants a word with Stevenson. Stevenson to Byrne. Assad trying to send Schmidt away. Three officials here tonight are French. Monsieur Schmidt is the referee. A couple of French referees acting as his linesmen. That was a good effort by Held. Well, it's beginning to look like extra time now. And again, that tackle, but it wasn't from Paul, that was by Redder. Now, Libuda. Free kick to Liverpool. 5 minutes from the end of the European Cup Winners' Cup final. 1 goal each. And if you believe in sequences, it will be no surprise if this match is drawn, because it's the 6th European Cup Winners' Cup final. The 2nd was drawn, the 4th was drawn, so the sequence is that the 6th should be drawn. And it's pushing Held. Free kick to Borussia, going to be taken by Kurat. Suliaks. And Smith sweeping up behind Yates that time. That about in this game in well worth the admission money. Now, Held, Libuda there with him, and it's Libuda with the ball. Oh, and Emmerich screaming that he wanted a long centre. Stevenson. Throw to Liverpool. 3 minutes left. Three minutes left, 1 goal each. Borussia's throw. Kurat. Number 4 is Milne. Now Stevenson. Milne and Thompson now on the far side has gone back to outside left. This is Thompson. Can he produce another magical run? Throw to Liverpool. Lawler. Oh, and again the goalkeeper won it out of his life. Very unsafe goalkeeping that by Tilkovsky. So a corner to Liverpool. 2 minutes left for play. It's Thompson to take the corner. Hill up to Emmerich, and there's Byrne looking after. Outside left, Emmerich. This is Lawler. Oh, and there's held, and the Liverpool defence caught square once again. Taking so many risks against these sharp strikers of Borussia. Now Kurat. Schmidt, now Kurat, number 4 again. Libuda. Yates was slow to turn and make tracks towards his own goal. Emmerich, we're now playing, the time added on for injuries. Nibuda. And a few Liverpool hearts stopped beating then. Linesmen have signalled to the referee that 45 minutes are up for this half, so it's any injury time is being added on now. Stevenson. So here comes Milne. Both sides must be tired now. It will be a great test of stamina in extra time. But look at this fellow. Held, beaten by Byrne. Another glance at his watch by the referee. Now Kurat. This held, Yates with him. That was a fair enough dive by Held, lying down as if he's badly hurt, holding his face. Siggy hasn't got a free kick, he's getting up. There's Callahan. Oh, Hunt! Hunt! And couldn't Free kick. Foul by St. John on the goalkeeper, but certainly Hunt had a great opportunity then to get a sensational winning goal. In the last seconds, in fact, we're now playing time added on for stoppages and for the invasion of the pitch by the Liverpool supporters. And the whistle goes for the end of 90 minutes, 1 goal each.